You're listening to the Mopcast Network.
Welcome to the Cult Movie Cantina.
Yay! Yay!
This podcast takes a look at our favorite cult films, introducing them to someone who hasn't seen them, pairs them with great alcoholic beverages,
Yum.
and then we talk about it. This week it's a cult meeting where we talk about last week's movie and throw in some other stuff just for fun. Plus, we'll let you know what we're watching next week. I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty, and I'm joined by
Your facilitator of fun and the lady of libations, Stephanie.
our jellicle jester is on her way. She is stuck in traffic, but she will join us later. But we have an action-packed... I can't speak.
In English, Scotty, in English.
English hard. We have an action-packed show for you, but first...
First, if you would like to follow us, you can find us on any fine podcast app.
Any of them.
Any of them by searching Mopcast Network. Please, pretty please subscribe
please.
and give us a good review because we're awesome and it really helps us. And also, you can find us on YouTube at Mopcast Network, where we have our podcast, videos, mashups, and short films waiting for you to enjoy. Go ahead and subscribe and set the alert so you don't miss anything.
If you want to find more about the Cult Movie Cantina, you can join us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/cultmoviecantina. There you can find out the latest movie news, see trailers, play games. Our current games is wrong title only, which is fun, where I post a picture and we just figure out what movie it is, but only the wrong title. I'm fixing to post a new game.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm playing that game correctly, but I liked my answer.
Yeah, I liked your answer too. No, it doesn't matter.
Well, I didn't know if it had to be like a different movie title. Okay, good. I can just make up a title.
You can just make up a title.
Good,
it's
that's
fine.
what I did.
The object of the game is I post a picture and if you know
title it.
Just title it. I don't care what you title it.
There you go.
The funnier, the better. That's what. And I'm fixing to do one start on Wednesday. So we do wrong title only on Mondays. On Wednesdays, I'm going to do caption this, where I post a picture and you just caption what's going on. It's going to be fun. But that's going to be on the Facebook page at facebook.com/cultmoviecantina. And you can find out if we're doing live shows near you.
All right. And speaking of live shows, you can find us at Horror Girl this Halloween festival. It'll be October 26th and 27th. We'll have a table where you can meet and chat with us. Plus, we'll have some cool swag to give out and a chance to win cool prizes. We'll also be recording a live Cult Movie Cantina episode, and also we'll be hosting a horror-themed version of our game show, ##. And we're also recording this awesome episode here at Gamers and Geeks, which is our favorite game store.
It is.
Where you get your Magic the Gathering, your Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon cards, your D&D stuff, your Warhammer 40K stuff, and a whole lot more. Go ahead and check out their website at gamersandgeeks.tcplayerpro.com.
So, The Absentee is a story of an again, English is tough. The Absentee is a story of interdimensional angels and demons running amok against an elite selection of human pilots, scientists, and tech moguls. When a profiteering attempt to harvest energy from an adjacent dimension opens the door to a body-thieving fiend called Thrice, the pilot, one Coy Blacker, becomes the vehicle for the sinister creature who uses Coy's form to seduce his wife, sabotage his career, twist the interdimensional harvesting technology to the purposes of opening gates between Earth and his hellish home for good. You can get all of the Absentee series, including the new book in new book issue 4, by going to Kickstarter.com and searching for our friends at Inverse Press. Inverse Press is doing that book, and that book is fantastic. Plus, I did a cool video for them on that, so you get to check that out. If you can't figure out how to search that, you can click on our show notes for it. Last but not least, I have a comic book coming out. In fact, it's coming out super soon. We're launched a Kickstarter for it. Chronicles of Limbo, a science fantasy comic, has lasers, monsters, and other cool things. It's almost ready to print, and we need your help to get there. Written by little old me and art by my good friend John Walker. It's a cool story that I've been working on for a very long time, and I'm excited to share it with you. As of today, we got the Kickstarter approved, which is awesome. So our campaign launches this Sunday, September 8th. So be sure to check out the Chronicles of Limbo video on the show notes, and please contribute to the campaign.
Yes.
Woo! And that's all of it. Good show.
Good show. Okay, are we done now? I'm just kidding.
So last week we watched It.
Yeah.
And this week we've got It Chapter 2 coming out too, so I'm really excited for that.
It'll be really good. I'm excited too.
It's really hard to talk about it by using it. It's like, what will be really good? It will be really good.
Chapter 2 will be really good.
Chapter 2 will be really good. I hope it is. I have stayed away from reviews on it. I know it's been reviewed, and there's people talking about it. I have stayed away from it because I don't want anything ruined.
Well, I haven't. I don't give a lot of reviews merit. Either I'm going to watch the film or I'm not.
I'm in the opinion that even if it gets bad reviews and something I want to watch, I'm going to watch. But typically, I end up not liking it anyway. So I know you like Dark Phoenix, but for me it was Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix came in with just terrible reviews, and I knew it was going to be terrible. And I watched it.
Well, I didn't really like it. I just didn't. I enjoyed. I was entertained.
Yeah,
I didn't like the story,
right.
but I was entertained.
Right,
it was fine.
Right. I think at the end of the day, if It Chapter 2, if I walked in there and spent my $8 or whatever it is, and I came out going, that's a good evening, it was worth $8, then I have won. That's a win.
Right.
That's a thumbs up in my way. So I'm
Absolutely.
and if anything else above that's gravy or dental plan, I'm all happy for that.
I think it's going to be good.
I hope it's going to be great.
One of the trailers is weird to me. I don't understand it if it's part of the trailer or not, or a weird commercial.
Well, tell me about it.
It's the trailer where it looks like a commercial, not a trailer. It looks where these people are going into this It-themed fun house, and they show like parts of the movie while they're in the thing. But it's not really, I don't know, it's weird.
I've not seen that. Wow. I know there's an It-themed fun house in the movie trailer itself.
Maybe that's what it is, but see, to me, it doesn't look like a trailer. It looks like two separate pieces. It's the weirdest thing. It looks, I don't know, I just don't like that trailer, if that's the trailer.
Bad trailer.
It is.
Well, the first trailer was really weird because the first teaser that we got, it was, they showed us a scene. They showed a scene where Beverly goes to see, goes back home.
Right.
And the old lady's in her house, and it's way creepier than they did in the TV series.
Oh, yeah.
Way creepier.
Very.
And so I'm just like, I was surprised that they used it as an intro piece for the movie. And I hope it sets the tone for that film.
Right.
And not just, this is something special, this is we did, and we're just really, I want, like, that's what I want. Because as a 42-year-old man now, Jesus, my birthday was recently, and as a 42-year-old man, I don't get scared easily.
I don't either. And
so, but that's okay. I appreciate things like jump scares get me, and I like jump scares because I laugh about.
Right.
It's like, do you have nightmares? Like when you sleep?
I do if I am having some anxiety about stuff.
So do like real nightmares bother you though? Like
my nightmares are very like specific about what's good. They don't bother me the next day other than like I didn't get a lot of sleep.
Right.
I didn't get restful sleep. Like I recently, I've been under a lot of stress this past week. So I did have nightmare, a few nights ago that all my hair was falling out.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was just like it was really, really, really insane, and that it was basically, just I was becoming this horrible looking person, and my hair was falling out, and I was looking all fun. It was weird. It was really weird.
Well, hopefully that won't happen because you have lovely hair.
I have lots of hair. It shouldn't happen. Knock on wood.
I have nightmares. Like everyone does, but it's like the stuff I'll have the traditional stuff like I'm falling or I'm naked somewhere. I've had that dream a lot where I'm naked.
And I did have that was part of my hair falling out nightmare.
It was like I have no clothes.
I went somewhere and I forgot to put a shirt on.
Right.
So I'm walking around in just pants and no shirt.
Right.
My boobs just flopping around everywhere. Which, whatever. They're nice to look at,
right.
But I don't want to be in public.
Right.
Right. Get in trouble.
And so, but when I wake up, I usually laugh about it, like I have especially jump scared. Oh, it's stupid. Go back to sleep. So
I just have once I have well, I have insomnia anyway.
Right.
So if once I fall asleep, if I have my sleep disturbed for any reason, it takes me forever to go back to sleep again. So then I just get frustrated because I'm tired. And then I drink like 3 bangs the next day.
no wonder you have insomnia.
It's a vicious cycle, Scotty. It's a vicious cycle.
She loves that caffeine. Her blood is mostly caffeine.
It is. Well, and wine. Did you see that
She has
haul that my husband bought for me?
I know.
So he what night was that? That had to have been it was Sunday, I think. I had to work. I've had to work open to close. This is my only off day for several days. But so he texted me, says, I picked you up a little something, and sent me a picture, 6 bottles of wine from the World Market. It was awesome.
Oh, so what kind of wines?
So we had a red from Spain, a red from France. We have a Pinot Noir, a red blend, also from France, and a bottle of sake, cream sake, and a rosé.
Cream sake?
Yeah, it's one that you chill. It's a chillable sake.
I'm going to have to come over for that.
I know.
I enjoy sake, but I've never had cream sake.
Sake it to me.
Yeah, I never had cream sake. That's weird. I mean, it sounds good, though. It is.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm excited.
I just had Oktoberfest this weekend. So I didn't really have a lot of alcohol this weekend. But back to it. We had a contest, and I put up a picture of
Oh yeah, I want to look. I saw some new responses.
Yeah, we got a
today.
bunch of responses, and I want to make a shout out to Steve Wise, and we'll talk about Steve Wise later. But Steve Wise helped us get a bunch of responses. Hopefully, we got some new listeners out of it. I'm really excited.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So, Our Jellicle Chester has just arrived.
She just arrived. Woo!
Hello.
She was stuck in traffic.
I left early. I would have been here early.
It's okay.
And I'm late. That's how bad it was.
It happens.
I don't know Mobile, so it was kind of a nightmare. It was one of my worst nightmares.
I'm glad you made it safely.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Just to catch you up, we're about to talk about our contest winner and
Oh yes, please.
and the
So you haven't read anything yet? Because have you already read the name?
no, we haven't started.
Good.
Did you get all the new people that
Yeah, we
posted earlier?
We had a lot of people posted, and
Yep.
I didn't collect names, but I got some of their selections,
Okay.
and so we had over 60 entries, which made me excited, and I tried to respond to all of them.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I did pretty good on I have a habit because I got obsessed with GIFs and or GIFs, however you want.
I call them
GIFs is peanut butter.
Right. See,
that
that's
moms love. It's a GIF.
Right. See, I say GIF too. So, and I know the guy who created the GIF says GIF, but he's wrong.
I know. I also think he's wrong.
And so, I mean, I'm sorry, buddy, you're wrong. But I love posting GIFs, and that's like my favorite thing in the world. I just find something appropriate because I'm a 13-year-old girl.
Well, it's really easy to respond to any conversation, given especially if you're uncomfortable with it and you don't know how to respond.
Right.
GIF.
GIF.
GIF it.
GIF is the gift that keeps on giving. I love it.
Like you had said something about us rocking, so I sent a cat rocking.
It was pretty
It
awesome.
was pretty
I was
awesome.
like, it's going to be a cat. It's going to be a cat rocking.
So what do you search for? Cat rocking or just rocking?
You rock?
I think
it's usually what I would.
Cat rock or
Cat rock?
rocking cat or
Something like that.
Because she is the Jellicle Chester.
Yes, I am.
So I want to talk about some of these selections that are a good number of people picked Jim Parsons.
I don't understand that.
That's interesting.
See, I thought that too. I didn't think about that.
It's very interesting, and I'm still trying to put him in that. Honestly, I haven't seen him in anything dramatic.
He's done a couple of dramatic roles. I mean,
but I haven't.
Right,
seen,
I'm saying,
yeah.
yeah.
So
his build reminds me a lot of the new person that
Bill
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, the one that just recently did it because he was in that show where he was locked under the.
Yeah.
What?
Castle Rock.
Yes, I saw part of that. I didn't finish it. It was really good. I just didn't get to
Yeah.
finish it. But like actually seeing him as like a regular not clown person,
Yeah.
they do have the same kind of weird build.
Skarsgård boys are tall and skinny.
Yep.
They're
and
all
kind
tall
of that
and skinny.
awkward gangly, but it works
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
My first reaction to the mentioning of Jim Parsons was no. However, I thought about it a little more. He could pull it off. Sheldon's kind of creepy.
Especially if you have like all the makeup and stuff on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
'Cause,
could-
like the costume is half of it.
I mean, you're in my
Yeah.
spot. We all float down here. I could see that.
yeah, you're in my spot. Yeah, that's my spot.
That's my spot. We float on his spot.
You float over there. This
you
is
float
my
over
spot.
Christian Bale was on the list.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I mean, he's known for being a method actor and changing his body to fit whatever role.
I mean,
I could see. I just don't think
he
would
lost
be
like
good.
60 pounds to be in the Machinist. He was like 90 pounds when he filmed that movie.
Yeah, but
I
I
haven't
just
seen that.
don't. I don't.
It's the Machinist is weird, and it's a weird. It's the best way to explain it. It's an interesting way to play Hangman. That's the Machinist.
When I see Christian Bale, no matter what role he's playing, I still see Christian Bale. So I'm gonna say no. I don't want to see Christian Bale.
Like, where's Rachel?
I want to see,
I am the knight.
Right,
he
I mean,
says
All right, what
that.
other ones we got?
Bill Murray.
Bill
you never
fucking
know.
Murray.
Bill Murray.
That's awesome.
Gary Oldman was on the list.
Oh, he would be really good.
I know him. How do I know
He's
him?
a little old
Sirius.
though. Sirius Black.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I know him. I know him, but I couldn't place the face with the name.
But
See,
I love
there.
him in so many other things. He's a great actor. He could totally do it.
He
but
has finally won his Oscars.
I
so.
think he's too old to play Pennywise.
Well, I mean, I'm saying, I think these would be in their prime.
Oh yeah.
I mean, these people would
Oh,
be.
Gary Oldman totally could have nailed it.
Yeah, like in his like especially in this time period, 1990s,
Yeah.
Gary Oldman would have because that's Dracula.
I know.
Dracula, Gary Oldman. And
Oh, he's so good in
yeah,
that
so
movie.
Jared Leto.
I don't like
he's
him anyway.
the one that plays the don't tell me, is the Riddler? No. It's the Joker.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
the Joker. in
Yeah,
Suicide Squad.
he's the
And
one that
Suicide
plays the
Squad.
weird Joker with all the tattoos
Right.
and the
and the
yeah.
and the
Ah.
and the grill.
Yeah, and the grill.
Right.
No, I don't think so.
Don't think.
I'm gonna say no on that.
I think it's because I
pass.
find him obnoxious as the Joker.
I find him obnoxious as a person.
So I feel like
So-
I'm basing his character off of that.
I like Jared Leto, and of course I liked him in Dallas Buyers Club, but I really liked him in Lord of War, which is a Nicolas Cage movie. Nicolas Cage makes some weirdly crazy movies. At one time, I think Nicolas Cage was a fine actor. I think Lord of War is his last piece where he's like, I'm a
Yeah.
good actor, and it's a
he's at the point of his career where he's having to make whatever movie comes up to pay his bills.
right,
Aw.
right. So he's very hand to mouth. So
I always felt like when actors showed up in commercials, I get it. But sometimes actors show up in commercials that you're like, you didn't need that. You're being greedy. Knock it off.
Or maybe they do need it.
Yeah. Like,
You know.
that's true.
somebody got a cocaine
You don't know
habit.
you don't know their spending habits. That's true.
right.
So our winner is JR, and he picked Willem Dafoe.
Okay, help me out here. Because I know that
don't
name
know
too.
Of anything that did
All
you
right.
see Boondock Saints?
I have seen, is it the TV show? No.
That's the Boondocks.
That's cute.
No, okay. I'm so
That's
sorry.
the Boondocks.
No,
But
this is a movie.
She put a movie. She put words together. Though.
I did.
And she. So let me see if there's.
I feel like I know the word Defoe though.
You ever seen
Yeah,
that? Did,
probably seen him.
did you see the first Spider-Man movie? Like
Which one? There's lots of groups of them.
the first one. So the
Tobey
first.
Maguire?
Tobey Maguire's first
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
He's
Is he the bad guy?
he's Green Goblin.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Green
He's
Goblin.
his friend's dad.
Yeah.
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 He's definitely weird. I can see him being
Oh,
weird.
he's beautifully weird.
I feel like it's the
John
smiles.
Wick
Like
too.
you need to pick someone with a really good creepy smile.
and he does. I posted.
Yeah.
I posted this gift under her because Willem Dafoe was mentioned a lot of times, and so I posted a gift of just him just being that creepy smile that he's got, and so yeah, he's creepy. Anybody else coming to mind? Anybody else you think? I know we talked a little bit about this last week. Anybody else?
There was some.
Oh,
I
no.
mean,
I'm
I'd
really
have to
proud of
look
the
at
one I threw
list.
down.
Right.
Jim Carrey.
Right.
I'm gonna stick with that.
Jim Carrey came up on the list too. There's a few Jim Carreys.
Really?
Yeah, there's a few Jim
Thank you
Carreys.
guys.
I mean,
Thanks, friends.
I still think that.
So here's a question. Wait, where you're thinking?
Okay, go ahead.
Here's a question. What surprised me, and I guess it didn't really surprise me because of the character, but no one picked women. Are there any creepy women that could be Pennywise?
So when you first read Christian Bale, I heard Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, someone picked a woman. That's amazing.
Right.
And then it wasn't. It was Batman. And I was like, oh, never mind.
I don't know if Kristen Bell could pull that off, but I love Kristen Bell. So.
But I did. It's funny that you asked that because I did have that moment of, oh, why didn't I pick a woman? That's great.
So does anybody who's creepy? I mean, who could be?
I
cool?
think if somebody could pull it off, and I think it's just because like I have a lady boner for her right now, but Kate McKinnon. I feel like Kate McKinnon can do it.
So Kate McKinnon's on SNL, and
she did the Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
she's been in a lot of stuff recently.
Right, recently.
Yeah.
So Kate McKinnon did Pennywise sort of on SNL.
Did she?
Yeah. So they did a
interesting.
They did a Trump parody where one of the characters she plays is Kellyanne Conway on SNL, who is one of Trump's advisors and was his campaign manager. And there was a time where like she wasn't getting billed on like the network TV shows for the news shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And so they kind of did a parody of her after the first It movie come out, where the newscasters or the reporters were walking by the street, and then the gutter, she's in the gutter going, "Hey, I can be a pundit on your show. I can come down
That's
here."
Cute.
And so
that's cute.
If it's available, SNL pulls and drops their put up and drops their skits all the time on their webpage.
Yeah.
But if I can find it, I'll post it on the show notes.
Yes, please.
Because it's cute.
All right, I just looked her up, so I guess I'll be playing the role of Justina and say I've never seen anything she's ever done.
I think you'd like her.
She does Mrs. Frizzle in the new Magic School Bus, and it is
There's
amazing.
no reason for me to watch that.
Oh, no, but it's actually very good. Like, I might watch that as an adult without kids.
She is one of the funniest people on SNL, though. She's
great.
She's really good at character work, and she's really good at imitation.
She steals whatever scene she's in.
Pretty much. She's
and she does it so smoothly.
All right.
When she was when Jeff Sessions, who is from Mobile, when he was Trump's attorney general, she played him, but she played him kind of like a possum, and it was great. So anyways, yeah, Kate McKinnon, I could see doing because I've seen her do something similar, so she could be creepy at that.
I think she could do really
What
well.
about Helena Bonham Carter?
Oh, I'm sorry. You said a lot of things all at once.
Helena Bonham Carter, I think that she
In her
would
prime.
overdo it.
You think she?
Okay. Well, okay. What?
She's awesome.
She's also in Harry Potter. She's
Bellatrix Lestrange.
that,
Oh, I didn't know that was her long name.
Yeah, it's
her long name. Okay.
Helena Bonham Carter. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I love her. I just don't think she would be. She would. No. I mean,
I could see her overdoing it. But then again, it might surprise you. Like, she might show up and nail it.
unless if Tim Burton directed, and then she would definitely get a part.
Oh, imagine Tim Burton's It.
That would be crazy.
It'd be like Beetlejuice 2. It'd be.
I know, right?
I've never seen Beetlejuice.
Oh, that's a shame. Beetlejuice is a good movie.
At this
Beetlejuice
point,
is
I'm
good.
not watching movies I haven't seen. Like, when things come up, you're like, oh, you should go watch that. I'm not actively doing that because I'm like, just wait. It'll probably show up on this podcast at some point.
I don't know. The only way I think Beetlejuice shows up on this podcast is if we all have to go see get the chance to go see the Broadway show. I'd love for us to all go see it.
They do it on Broadway?
Yes.
More importantly, did you guys hear that Cats is coming to Pensacola February 15th of next year?
Yes.
Guess who already tried to buy tickets and they don't go on sale till November? That'd be me. That'd be me.
So,
yeah, because you laughed about it. That's right.
I
You
did.
see
I did.
that.
I did.
But you have yet to even have seen the show
Right.
yet.
But I read the book.
What if you don't like the show?
I read the book because I bought it and then was going through the books today because
But
I was
the book is
rearranging.
very different.
We had a copy of the book,
Right.
which means that Josh had a copy of the book
Right.
because I had never had it before.
So
That's great.
So that's interesting. What do you think of the book?
It was interesting to me. Okay, I liked the book because it reminded me of like Where the Sidewalk Ends.
I
Where
love that book. Yeah.
Like they tell stories, but they're kind of funny and nonsensical.
Did you ever read Where the Sidewalk Ends?
No.
I loved those.
That's a shame. I think
It's like a collection of different types of poems, or like they're all poems.
They're all poems. Yeah,
technically.
they're
just
all
different
po-
types of
yeah,
poems.
they're all
and they all
good
tell
kids' poems.
stories, but they're like little short story.
Do you have a favorite?
poems?
I read.
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look through it
When
again.
my kids were little, I read a lot of Japanese fairy tales because at the time I was living in Japan.
Were they all horror based?
No. But
that's a damn shame.
That's a fair question.
but I also read the original, like I have the original Grimm's fairy tales, not
Yeah.
the sugar-coated
Yeah.
ones.
The original.
And I would read those
Because she's
to
like,
the
this is
kids.
real life.
So I would
Jack,
do
this is how you learn.
the Grimm stuff where, you really do die. die and get eaten by wolves and stuff.
So go to bed on time.
That's
The end.
right. So those are the type of things I read to my kids.
But it was also interesting after having read it, because I've listened to the soundtrack a lot. Some of the songs are literally just the chapters in the book, but they sing them, and it's so interesting how they break it up and how they turn it into a story in song. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna love this. Play.
You'll probably like it. I don't
will.
like it, but I just think it's
nonsensical and weird.
Yep. Pretty much.
I'm trying to find out where the Sidewalk Ends came out, because it was a big part of my early elementary school childhood, and there's a little age difference between us, but not a very not a vast one.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out why you've missed it, because I think if you were at the right age, you would have loved it, because it's very.
Because maybe my parents were hippies and they didn't read that kind of stuff to me.
No, it's a great hippie book though.
Is
That's
it? I don't know. I started reading on my own at a very young age.
I did too.
And I remember would read series all the time, but I don't know.
See,
that was one of those that I remember just grabbing from the library. I think it was happen chance that I read it.
Probably, yeah.
You're walking by and you're like, that looks okay, and you just grab it, those books.
Yeah.
So it got introduced to me by Miss Stewart in my second grade class. I remember that clearly.
The fact that you know names, man. I don't have that superpower.
I don't remember. Sorry, I don't remember.
I don't know
most of my
Mackenzie's second grade teacher, and she's only made it to sixth. Sorry, babe, sixth.
So it came out in '74. So it's right. I just don't know how you missed it. It's funny. If I had kids, it would be a part of their kid. It should be a staple.
If you ever get curious, I think we own it. If you wanted to look at it.
There's a poem in there by a dude who's getting eaten by a boa constrictor.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. It's that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not scary, but it's like weird.
I used to like that book. Was it Where the Wild Things Are?
Right.
I like that.
Yeah.
One.
Wallace Sinek. Yeah. Well, Marie Sendak did that one. Yeah. Again, I know names. It's weird. But
we all have to have a superpower.
So my favorite poem is "Ickle Me, Pickle Me, Tickle Me Too," just for records.
Oh my gosh, he threw down his second grade teacher's name and the title of his favorite poem in the book. That is amazing.
All right,
I am gonna go look it up and read it.
It's great. It's I don't know if Penny might like it, Callie might like it.
Maybe they're kind of like Dr. Seuss-ish, but also not.
Right.
Like I don't know.
So
anyway, it's like cats.
All right. Well.
So like Dr. Seuss is like kids books on acid. I mean, his artwork is really kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Shel Silverstein's like kids books on angel dust.
Okay.
It's trippy. It's trippy. And like in second grade, I fell in love with it. It's just like
it's a good book.
It's great.
I'm gonna read your favorite poem.
You should. It's really fun. I like it better than I like Light Maniac, which is the sequel. That's the only two I've read.
Yeah, I've read that one too.
So moving on.
All right. So I don't know where it is on your list, but I have about 10 minutes before I have to leave this podcast to you guys.
She's gonna go be a witch.
I am. I'm gonna go be a witch.
You can take whatever. You got 10 minutes. It's all yours.
No, I just want to say that Justina and I did a thing last week.
Ooh, tell us about the thing.
We went to Rage Yoga.
Yeah,
we did.
It was awesome.
So what is Rage Yoga?
It was like yoga, but better.
Yeah.
I don't know yoga.
So it's like you do yoga poses to metal and rap music, gangster rap. And while...
Like old school gangster rap?
Like it's just music that the whole
Tupac.
time you want to move.
That's old school gangster, right?
And while showing your double-fisted unicorns...
Yep. And the there was the Rock, and then
the rock star, the double-fisted unicorn.
What do they call this one?
The Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns.
And
they're making poses. I like they're making poses for an audio podcast, but
by yelling really
fingertips
loud,
rubbing together for Mr. Burns.
Fuck yeah, through the whole thing.
Like that was like our thing the whole time.
Yeah, it was great. And also throwing imaginary fireballs at our enemies.
We did, and then we kicked them.
And then
we threw a fireball, and then we kicked them.
And then we threw like
Scotty's looking at us now like you guys are
we shot arrows. Shot
right.
arrows at our enemies, and it was awesome.
Did it help? Did you slay your enemies?
Yeah, pretty much.
We pew-pewed. We made the gun.
Oh yeah, we did the gun.
So-
Because you shot that guy in the
That was
back of
called
the
the
head.
Charlie's
a lot.
Angels.
So-
That's what it was. Yeah.
So
Matt McCoy was there.
She shot him in the back of the head. A
I
lot.
did.
I know nothing about yoga. I know it's a thing.
All of what we just said is not real yoga.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
none
no,
of that
no,
happens
no.
in yoga.
But when I'm prefacing this, what I'm about to say is like I know nothing about yoga. What I do know about yoga comes from Street Fighter 2.
From Dawson.
Oh my gosh.
Dawson.
I
And so-
haven't seen that, but that's amazing that that's how you learned
Yeah.
yoga.
And so, because his powers are yoga flame.
Yeah, yoga flame. Yoga flame. That's what we were doing.
Is that
yoga
is that what he was doing
Yoga
in
Yeah.
the movie?
Right. It's,
Have you seen it?
Yes,
Was
I've
he
seen the
doing the
movie.
same thing that we
Yeah.
did?
does he do it in the movie? Have you seen the movie? It's been a long time since I've seen
It's
Street
been a long time.
Fighter.
I don't remember, but I do remember seeing the movie.
But it's a video game. I remember it's a.
Okay.
So it started off, and I've got a picture. First of all, there was this picture of Buddha, and what did it say? Let the shit go, or
Yeah, let
Yeah.
the shit go. Yep.
let the shit go.
It's one of Buddha's famous sayings.
And it was, it was awesome. And there was actual, for those who are listening that does yoga, yes, we did yoga poses and all that during this time while listening to
we
the
did
metal
Warrior
and
1,
gangster.
2, and 3.
We did. We did. We did the Cobra and the
So did you know-
Downward Dogs.
Have
and
you done
the
yoga
this and
before?
that and-
Yes. I did the last time I actually did yoga was a yoga brunch thing at the Iron Hand where we did yoga and then you got a discount off your brunch.
Oh, that's nice.
I will say the whole time we were doing, I was like, this would be so much better if they would just give us the mimosas earlier. And my favorite part of
we
Rage
did drink
Yoga
beer.
was like I showed him, she was like, go get your refreshment, go get your hydration, and like chugging beer. And he'd be like, what did he say? Like a liquid break or
Oh yeah, take a hydration
a
break.
hydration break.
And we're all
and so
drinking
like
beer.
between things, we were like, okay, cool.
So
That was nice.
It was awesome. I mean, the whole thing was good. I would do it again. What got this started is I have a friend who's a yoga instructor, and Bo Lackey, and he's been trying to get me to do yoga. I've done yoga before. I don't like traditional yoga because I don't like to be quiet.
I just find it boring.
That's
to be
true.
honest.
I can't. It's
So
hard.
it's a quiet exercise.
Oh
You're
yes.
quiet. You're taking deep breath. You focus on your breathing
You
the
know,
whole time.
and I've been to some yoga classes where you're not allowed to talk.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to be quiet, and
You'll
you
disrupt
can't
everybody
interrupt
else's.
people's meditation.
Yeah,
and this, that, and the other.
I want to screw up their chakras. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, so I can't. Me and the quiet yoga is not a. We're not friends. So
We're not friends.
we are not friends. So I saw a thing online about Rage Yoga, and I said, "You've got to do this." So he actually went to Houston, got his certification. So now
Cool
we
beans.
can.
and he is the first male that is certified to do it. And there's only 16 certified instructors in the United States.
and he's the only one in Alabama.
We might
Yep.
have to get him on the show. That sounds fascinating.
It is
Yeah.
fascinating.
We'll have him for a cult meeting. Just get him come in. We'll do.
And
a cult meeting.
interestingly enough, it originated in Canada. So they do have rage.
There you go.
They have to
They let it out through you.
Yeah, they're like, no, we've been doing this for years. You guys are just now picking it up.
See, I believe that they have rage. They're just polite about it.
That's right.
That's true. That's true.
They only let it out in their yoga classes.
Right.
They go home, they get angry, and they're like, I gotta shoot some arrows.
and then
Gotta
apologize
shoot some
about it.
arrows.
I'm
Then
sorry.
apologize
I'm
about
sorry.
it. I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Just
I'm
watch
sorry.
yoga. Just go back and watch yoga hoses. That's the only thing I know
love
about yoga.
yoga
Is watching
hoses.
yoga
Yoga
hoses.
hosers. There you go.
I had to tweet Kevin Smith the other week about yoga hosers, because you and I
Yeah,
are big
I
Kevin
love
Smith.
yoga
You and I are
hosers, yeah.
big Kevin Smith fans, and we both love yoga hosers. And so he has a habit of when he's performing or talking or whatever, he likes to say like they don't give him movies because he's the guy who made yoga hosers, and I'm like, stop shitting on that movie. Because it's a great movie.
It
it's
is.
fun. And what's
Downplaying it,
right,
yeah.
What's great about that movie is that it's original. Is it the best movie ever made? No. And he'll tell you that straight up. However, it's fun as all get out.
It is fun.
It's silly. It's like we had such a blast watching. We saw it in theaters and had a blast.
I loved it.
And so, we do a lot of movies on this podcast that it's not everyone's forte. Sometimes a lot of them are not even our forte, but
It's somebody somewhere, though.
So somebody somewhere.
Yep.
So it's like,
there you go.
But
we got to please all the cultists.
he did like it though, so he did respond. So I'll take that. He clicked a button, and
That's
so I had some.
awesome.
So Rage Yoga, that sounds not something I would do unless I can teleport or
Oh,
fire, but
Scotty would do it.
Scotty would do lots of things.
Scotty-
But that's the thing is,
Scotty could
after
sit in the corner and do the double-fisted unicorns and drink beer.
I would just feel
And-
weird about that.
shoot the fireballs.
Yeah.
Because
While
after you get
drinking
through that
Fireball.
first beer, you feel more limber too. You're like, let's hit those warrior poses.
That's it.
Teach me, my man.
It was awesome.
It was.
You've got 4 minutes.
I have 4 minutes. Anything else before I have to jet
Did you
that
see
I
the-
need to be a part of?
Did you see the Terminator trailer?
I did.
I watched it as well.
I've seen it multiple times.
Real quick before, because she'll leave and we'll talk a little bit more about it. But have you seen Terminator movies before?
I have seen the very first one, and
Oh.
I honestly like them. I just haven't ever seen the others.
Hold that thought. Let's talk about you because you got to go.
Okay, so I remember watching Terminator 2 and thinking, oh my God, I want to be just like Linda Hamilton. And that's when I started going to gyms and working out.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's not a lie because she is badass in Terminator 2.
That's the one that's the old lady in the new one, the one that was in the originals?
Yeah.
Okay,
So I've loved her anyway because of Beauty and the Beast, but loved her in Terminator 2.
The TV show.
Right. When I saw this trailer, I'm like, oh my God, she's still a badass. She is still awesome in all of her glory, and she doesn't give a crap about anything, and she is just amazing. I love you, Linda Hamilton.
I aspire to be like that when I'm older.
I really, really got a kick out of the trailer.
I love it, and I love the interaction with her and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right.
I dig the whole thing.
I did too. It looks.
I just cannot
it looks,
wait to see
it.
it.
Looks good. I got friends at work who can't stand it, but they're like, it looks so fake. I'm like, it's a Terminator movie.
Yeah.
So realism is not what we're going for.
No, but I'm super stoked.
I'm excited too, but we'll continue this conversation. We're so
All
glad that
right.
we'll see you next week.
Sorry, I have to
I like
leave,
that we both like
Cultist.
tag team
I
this
know we
podcast.
tag team. I'm off to rehearsal.
It's all right.
So.
That
Enjoy.
You have a good rehearsal.
All
be,
right.
be the best
Do
witch
the
you can
damn
be.
I
thing.
will be the best witch I can be.
Break a leg.
She waved. I really like that she waved. He can't turn you off.
I can't turn you off.
You're just.
You can't get rid of
That's
me.
funny. I can't.
Do you want me to just unplug?
No, it's fine. You're good. You're good. It's not going to bother anything. All right. So, and I thought it would be cool if I could just press the button and then nope, not doesn't work. So you saw the first Terminator.
I have. It's been a while, but I know that I liked it.
That's cool. I haven't seen it in a while myself. It's I remember seeing it for the first time when I was 6 or 7.
Really?
Yeah. So
No, I was an adult the first time I saw it.
you were
Drippy wife got dinner.
so I was 6 or 7. So let me explain something. I grew up in a really small rural town in Alabama.
Talking about Bay Minette?
No, it's smaller than Bay Minette.
Oh, that's sad.
I
mean, Bay Minette's not super small.
But the place I grew up in is a place called Perdido.
Okay.
And so I heard tales as a small child of, or even growing up, I heard tales of the area only having one television. And everyone went to someone's house to go watch the moon landing.
So were you part of that?
No, that was before
Okay,
my...
the moon landing. I should have waited to ask that until I processed the fact that you said moon landing.
Yeah, moon landing was a little before me. But they would go and watch... No one else had a TV, but they wanted to all watch it. And they would all go to this neighbor's house and watch the moon landing. Cut to when I was 6, so that's 84, 85. 84, I think. In our neighborhood, only one neighbor had a VCR.
Oh, you guys are improving.
Right.
One step at a time.
Everybody had TVs, but
like everybody's like, okay, we'll get our own TVs, but we'll just do the one VCR.
yeah, they had
guys.
one VCR.
Yeah.
And so what they would do is on Saturday mornings, they would go to the video store and rent stuff, and then they would cook out, and we'd have, we'd spend all day together, and then in the evening we would watch movies every Saturday night.
It's a really nice neighbor.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing that now? Like
No.
if one person had a projector screen,
Right.
be like, go away.
But see, it's not even a projector. Everybody just came around this one TV going in the living room.
Right, but I'm saying like that would be like, I don't know, maybe
Right.
the next cool thing that everybody wants is like a huge projector
Yeah,
TV.
I would love a huge projector TV.
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to give
But
an
so-
example,
but
Scotty.
That's how I saw Terminator
Was that on the VHS
on
in
the
this
VH.
one?
In this one, so
So how many of you were there? Do you remember?
10 maybe
Oh, it's
more.
not terrible.
Small house though.
Yeah,
But we were all crammed in the
You
living
were like,
room.
we were cuddling.
And also there was probably 10 adults and then probably some more children because there was more. Everyone had kids, so
Yeah.
and so. But
How big was the TV? If you had to guess.
remember those old ones that were like wood and would just sit on the ground?
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I don't know, 24 inches, even if that, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
18 inch.
Maybe something like that. It was tiny. I mean, it wasn't great.
Like maybe 24 with the wood. If we're counting the wood.
No, probably with a screen.
Maybe.
Because those TVs were huge. I mean, we had one, and it was huge and cost a ton.
I've only seen them on TV.
Oh, we had them. They were expensive.
Like I haven't seen them in person.
And my grandparents had one that didn't work, so they used it as a TV stand for the smaller TV they had on top of it.
That's adorable.
That's what we did. We're not going to drop $500 on TV every time it breaks.
That was $500.
Oh, it was back then. It was crazy. TVs were crazy money back then.
I'm glad they're not 500.
And they were heavy because we were out flat screens. Now these were heavy because they were glass tubes and stuff. Oh, heavy. Old Tiger TVs, man.
So that's how you saw the Terminator.
So I saw that Terminator. But what I remember most about the Terminator was at the end of the Terminator, if you recall, Linda Hamilton squishes the robot in a factory press. That's how she did. That's how she fixed it. And there's a guy by me who wasn't a relative, but he was an uncle, whatever. You know how
like those good friends. You're like, this is your uncle,
right?
Like how your uncle's carrying my kids.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But he looked at me and went, "Man, really, really squished his Energizer, didn't it?" I don't know why I remember that. Just 38 years later, still in my head.
Every time you see it, is that
every time I see it.
Do you even keep in contact with this man anymore? Do you remember his name?
I do remember his name. He has since passed.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, it's funny to me. Every time it comes on, I remember it. The other thing I remember is I had a nightmare that night, and I had to sleep with my parents because I was so scared of the Terminator. But the dream I had wasn't about the Terminator. It was about me being stuck in a pinball machine and being chased by a silver pinball.
It's close enough.
Right, but that's
it's like your way of processing the movie.
Right. And so, and I remember waking up and Dad getting mad at me, but said, "All right, get in bed."
Wow.
And then I slept that night. But that's what I remember about the Terminator.
All right, get in bed. Yes, sir.
That's how I remember the Terminator.
All right.
If you've not seen 2's great.
Okay.
2.
How many are there?
There are. This will be the new one. Will be 6.
Oh wow.
But however, all you need to do is watch Terminator 2, and this new one.
So the others just scratch them off? Yeah,
I would scratch. They're not very good. They're not made. So James Cameron, the guy who directed Titanic and Aliens and all that, Avatar, did Terminator. That Terminator says that's kind of how he got his start as a blockbuster filmmaker. So Terminator happened, then he made Aliens, and then he did Terminator 2, which just blew up out of nowhere. It was huge. It was a huge hit for 91. And so there are 2 cuts in the movie. I recommend the director's cut.
Okay.
Because just in case that this new Terminator is bad.
Okay.
So the director's cut has an ending that's finite. It has an ending.
Oh, like it would finish the whole series.
You would finish both movies and be like, it's an ending.
But they didn't go with that because they made like 5 more.
They want to do sequels, so they left an ending that's ambiguous. And for me, that doesn't work. But
so if this one sucks,
then there's only still...
You're like, no, it's okay. It ended in 2.
Right. And the other ones kind of exist, and I've seen them all. They're not great.
Is that same woman in each one of them?
She's in that's Linda Hamilton playing Sarah Connor, and she's in the first 2, and she's in the new one.
Oh, so maybe it will be good.
Yeah, so...
Because she wasn't in the others.
The only one who's been in almost all of them is Schwarzenegger. He's been in all but 1.
I feel like he is like connected to Terminator. It'd be weird not to have him.
And he's in the one he was not in. He was technically in because they did a CGI version of him.
Cheaters.
So he's technically been in all of them.
Computers, man.
Right, and James Cameron, the guy who has only been involved in the first, second, and this newest one, and that's what I'm. What's got my hopes up about it because he.
It's interesting that he's doing the new one with how he technically edited it to end. That he would come back and do another one.
Well, I think they were going to make it without him, and he had a chance to come in. He's not been happy with the last. I mean, he still gets a check from him. Don't get me wrong, he's a creator, but he gets a check from it. But I don't think he was really happy with it, like a lot of people weren't. And I read this interview recently with him that he went back and watched the 3 bad ones to see what went wrong, which I think is interesting.
What did he say went wrong?
Well, he talked about. His Terminator movies happened over in a short time. They're like 24 to 48 hours. I think maybe Terminator 2 actually happens every 3 days, but it's a
Right.
and there's no time jumps, no nothing like. There's time flashbacks, but there's no like this is just here to flesh the story out. This is not integral part of the plot.
Like they had a goal, they
Right,
came to do
right,
it, and then it was done.
Right, and so I think they kind of lost their way on it. And this is what he says. He thinks they lost their way on it. So he's made he wrote this script. In fact, he was writing pages of why they were filming, so because he was trying to get everything right. And he's
Go ahead.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were waiting for me. I was
No,
like,
I'm trying to
I
just
got
get my
this.
thoughts together. He's just he's trying to get things together, and he's serving as executive producer and a screenwriter on this, so that makes me feel better.
Good. And that's a really smart way to approach it too.
Right, and
of acknowledging that
right.
they happen and finding ways to make it better.
He said the way he's written it can end at this one, but if they wanted to make other ones down the road, here's ways to do it. But it's it's supposed to be a complete story. It's directed by Tim Miller, who directed Deadpool.
So it's not directed by. Oh, so he didn't direct it.
No, he's not directing it.
He just wrote it.
He wrote it as executive producer, so he's
Okay.
He's got a lot of power. He's got
Deadpool's amazing.
Yeah, Deadpool's amazing.
I love those movies.
And Tim Miller's a good director. I think he's going to do fine work, especially with the action shots. The action shots in the trailer are phenomenal. So,
Yeah, the trailer's great.
so I'm excited for it. That's in November, so we'll have to do a watch of that.
Okay.
I'm
Cool.
excited about that. I have news specifically for you.
Oh. Okay.
For you, I found a news thing for you.
Can we take a break real quick?
Yeah.
And can you open that for a second?
Do you want to do that on air or off air?
You can do it on air because I feel like you could use it right now in this moment.
Okay.
I didn't want to do it while Stephanie was here because I didn't know how long she needed to go.
So my birthday was a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah, I suck. I'm sorry.
no, fine. We just hadn't got together, so.
And I have no idea what to get you because
I have
the things that you want.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Except for last podcast, you specifically asked for something that you needed,
uh-huh.
and I just immediately ordered it.
Oh, interesting. So I can't wait because I don't remember what that was. I say things a lot.
It's okay.
It's a blue or black.
I genuinely don't know.
What do you think that is?
It looks black, but it looks like
It's like the dress. It's like
it
the
looks
dress.
like black that's been washed a couple of times.
So I'm going with like I have a zebra striped bag that says "Celebrate" in gold lettering. It's nice, and so. Oh, I needed this. She got me a stand, a document holder that's awesome.
I was supposed to be here early, and then you were going to be able to use it for the podcast, but accidents in Mobile.
That's okay. I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's so much. I got to figure out how to open it. Let's see.
I can open it.
I'll let her open it. How about
Let me
that?
see. I guess I could have done that already.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
So we're gonna pause. I'm gonna edit this out so I can use. I'm gonna use my stand because I've been holding papers and you can hear them rustle and so. Woohoo! Stand.
Done.
Oh, look at this! Oh, look at this! I like this.
Good. It should.
It is
is
a good
there like
gift.
a line that shows you where you are?
No, it's not good enough.
There's supposed.
It's behind it. Yeah, there's. Yeah.
Okay.
I-
It's supposed to like you put the don't break it, and then you can move it up and down so you know where you're at on your paper.
Oh, okay.
Look at that.
I don't know how to work it. We'll figure it out then.
Yeah, we will.
So it also comes as a good holder. All right, so news for you.
Okay, cool.
So a school in Nashville has prevented their students from checking out the Harry Potter books.
I vomited a little bit in my mouth.
This is from Nashville, Tennessee, from NBC Channel 4 up there.
Is it because of Satan?
Oh, yeah. Students.
yeah.
Oh, no, it's even worse than that. You'll love this. Students at a Nashville Catholic school can no longer check out Harry Potter books from their school library. The fantasy series by J.K. Rowling chronicles the life of a young wizard, Harry Potter, and his friends at Hogwarts, the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. St. Edward's Catholic School opened a new library for the 2019-2020 school year, the Tennessean reported, which is a newspaper. The books were removed when the school moved from the old library to the new library. In an email to parents, Reverend Dan Rehill, the pastor of the church associated with the school, said, "These books present magic as both good and evil, which is not true, but in fact a clever deception." the curses and spells used in the books are actual curses and spells, which read by a human being risk conjuring evil spirits in the presence of the person reading the text. End quote.
Okay, first of all, I feel like you were able to do that so well because your hands are free.
Right.
Yeah, because you guys missed all the hand movements.
Because if I were imagining Rehill, he would be talking with his hands.
So I'm going to need his contact information, and I need to know if he got rid of Macbeth, too, because there are literal spells in that. Like, that's how the whole thing started with the curse of the theater, is that it was a witch's spell that was put in there, and the witches came, and they were like, you have to take it out, because we use that. It's real. And he was like, no, I'm not going to, because it makes sense. And then it was like, curses, curses, curses. So now it's like, oh, it's cursed because of witches. So I kind of want to message him and be like, you got some Shakespeare up in there?
You know, knowing him, probably not. Rehill said in the email that consulted with... Rehill said in his email that he consulted with several exorcists who recommend removing the books.
At least we know he emails.
The process of removing them started after an inquiry from a parent, according to the Catholic Diocese of Nashville.
Oh,
According to the diocese, the church does not have an official position on the series, but the school pastor has the final say about its presence in the Tennessean reported. So, yeah.
Doesn't that make you want to memorize it and then just go walk around the school and
no, but it makes
do
me
it out loud?
It makes me want to write a magical kids book.
Like, I go and stand like the protesters do, but instead of being like, we want equality, just be like, and then Harry said, and just read the book aloud from like a corner of the school.
I'm going to eat a magic bean.
Dressed with a robe, and I'll point with my wand while I read it.
I can't even think of any spells.
I want to do that so bad right now.
What would be a...
Expecto Patronum. That's the first one I always think of. Or Loomis, or Nox.
So Loomis is the...
It's the light. Like a flashlight.
You've done Nox before, not on this podcast, but the other podcast is coming out.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And
when
Nox
we finished our Harry Potter Star Wars one, I said Nox at the end.
And Nox is...
It's like when you turn off the light.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. See, I couldn't remember.
We were ending the podcast.
Gotcha. Nox. Gotcha. I got you.
Turned off the sound. It's not the same, but worked.
So that's... I mean...
I felt like we were past that.
You know, I
felt like we were past that.
I think so.
I know that was a thing for a while, but it really felt like we were past that.
I do too. I mean, I'm not going to judge anyone who knock their religion, but it's kind of silly. The first thing I did was knock their religion.
The statement with it, the statement of saying, but they're real, so it's not. They're just tricking you into doing real spells, guys. Calm down.
Well, the Reverend believes that his book is real, so I guess he believes all books are real.
True story. Okay. There's no more argument past that.
Right. It's like, all books are real.
I guess, like, that is the best, like, to believe in the Bible and the words, to be like, well, all books are real.
Right.
All right, cool.
There was a giant white
I appreciate
whale.
that. I respect that viewpoint. All books are real.
All books are real. If anything we learned from this podcast this week, all books are real.
All books are real.
Speaking of pastors, did you see the trailer for the Velocipaster?
Okay, listen. I watched it. And I can't remember what it's about, except for there was somebody confessing at some point, and there was a lot that happened, and I don't remember what it was about.
I'm in the same boat.
But I watched it.
I watched it too.
I have no idea.
And much like it's kind of vanished out of my brain, but all I know is I want to watch it. So
I didn't have that same thought at the end.
Oh,
I know there was two pastors talking at the beginning, and one said that the other wasn't living up to his words or something.
Right. And then he turns into a velociraptor and kills him.
Okay. After that, I was like, I don't know what just happened. I just remember them having a conversation.
I kind of was like, I think that's, for me, it was like, oh my God, that just happened. And then everything went to black.
Yeah. Like, okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me.
So there's a movie out called The Velocipaster, which came from a YouTube kind of like a fake trailer kind of thing. And then they got a budget and made it.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. So I found out it's also on Amazon Prime for $7.99. I'm totally buying it. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna do a watch party of that. This guy, may not be a full podcast.
Can I be drunk when that happens?
I think we all need to be drunk when that happens.
I'll make sure we have scotch.
Oh, because philosopher. And
I'll have tequila.
We'll
be good.
I'm gonna post the trailer on the website because everyone needs to see and forget it. I guess because that's what it does.
That sounds amazing.
Doesn't it sound great?
I was about to ask what you were doing Friday, but you have to drive Saturday, so no, we can't get wasted on Friday.
Well, if I stay at your house, we could.
Well, I want to get wasted, but you have to get up and drive all day Saturday.
Depends on how. We'll figure it out.
We'll see.
We'll see. It's crazy, and wow, it's crazy.
All right. Cool.
So there's that. Anything else happening with you? Which means I'm almost at the end of my list.
Not right now. No, I don't think so. We officially got a new, title and everything for Derby. That happened.
What do you mean, like a title?
We're rebranding as a nonprofit.
Oh, okay.
We're in the process. So I'm not going to say what it is because it hasn't happened yet officially.
Gotcha.
But
Well, good
that
luck
happened. That's all I can think about.
Good luck to you on that.
We need a new logo.
We know people who can do that.
So if anybody is just feeling spunky and they want to throw some teal and gray at me in a logo form.
Shout out to Marshall O'Hearn.
Right? Yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
Can't talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. But we got something Marshall did.
We heart you.
We heart you.
We all heart you.
Marshall O'Hearn, who's heading Halloween Graw, did a wonderful gift for us, and that we cannot wait to share with everybody. But we're going to have to wait because.
I'm glad I didn't just say it.
Right, I'm glad.
Like I said, you'd cut it out.
I would cut it out.
You'd be like, I'm going to cut this.
Be like, beep. So I don't want to talk about it, but it gives people something excited to wait for.
Yeah, it does.
But when you see it,
you guys should be excited. It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty rad. I'm really excited about it. Only other thing I did, I saw Lawrence of Arabia on the big screen.
How was it?
Amazing.
Good.
Because I went Saturday. I almost talked myself out of it because I went to Dragon Con on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I'm never doing a convention like that on one day again because I'm just too old.
Like you go to Disney for a day and you're like, I need 3 weeks. I will never do that again.
Right. Because for me, it's like 4.5 hour drive up and back.
Oh, yeah. Without coming.
Right.
Yeah,
So it's 9 hours on the road. And then 7 hours at the con, and it's in downtown. Oh. It's in downtown Atlanta, so it's all uphill.
I'm younger than you, and I already quit that.
And so
I was like, I'm not about that life.
And I was just like, no. But I had a good time. I
good.
Met some childhood heroes. I fulfilled a 36-year-old wish, and
I'm glad you went.
So it was a work. It was kind of my birthday present to myself, and I'm glad I did it. But I was like on the way home, I was so tired.
Or that's when you take someone else and make them drive back.
And so I can crawl in the back and sleep because that's all I wanted to do.
You're like, I drove up there. It's only fair. Get some Red Bull.
But I saw Lawrence of Arabia, which is literally my favorite movie of all time.
I have no idea. I haven't seen it.
It's 4 hours almost.
Oh. Okay.
It's a movie that they have.
I'm gonna need some yarn.
It's a movie that they have an intermission in. They have an overture and an intermission.
Is it pretty much like show up a screen that says, please get up and stretch?
No, it just tells you a clock. I thought it played music during the intermission. It doesn't.
That's sad.
They play music. They have intermission music, but they play right before the movie comes back. But they have a countdown clock to tell. And so that's when I didn't get snacks or anything. I was going to wait to intermission. So I was like, I'll get through the movie. It's like watching 2 movies.
Yeah.
And so I got snacks during intermission. It was great.
Good.
But it's about this dude named T.S. Lawrence, who was a British intelligence officer in World War I. He is stationed in Cairo, and he goes and helps the Bedouin Arabs kind of group together and fight the Turks in World War I, and it's amazing.
Okay.
It's as a guy who's interested in film, who loves film, just watching it's stunning because David Lean, who's one of my favorite directors, directed it. It was produced by Sam Spiegel, who directed all these. I mean, both Lean and Spiegel are both these classics in cinema history. But it's cinematography done by this dude named Freddie Jones, who when they shot in Jordan and the Syrian desert too, and it's literally he just knows how to paint with celluloid. He just knew where to put the camera and just made these epic, just beautiful sun setting over the desert and just all these it's amazing. And so that's why you watch it. The story's great, the acting's phenomenal, but it's like plus on top
all together.
It's just like it's this magical movie, and it's funny to me because I love sci-fi and fantasy, and my top 10 list is kind of varied. But my number one favorite movie is just Lawrence of Arabia, and it's 4 hours of this. Nearly
is that
4.
the first time you've seen it in the theaters?
First time I saw it in the theaters.
And
amazing.
Good.
They're running it tomorrow. I'm tempted to go, but if they're doing Fellowship too, so I got to go see. I had to choose one, so I'm going to see Fellowship of the Ring.
Is this the one you have to go to Mississippi for?
Nope, I have to go to Gulf Shores.
That's right. We talked about that last time.
It's in Mississippi too, but it's in Gulf Shores, and so I'm going to Gulf Shores tomorrow to see it. And then Thursday seeing it, and then I think I'm not seeing anything until next. There's stuff I'm seeing next week. Sunday I'm seeing Two Towers.
Yeah.
So
busy man.
September is my crazy movie watching month. There's all this stuff that's coming back to theaters, flashbacks, and of course, like I said, doing the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And if you have a Flashback Cinema, go to flashbackcinema.com and see if you have a theater nearby that does it, because it's worth it. I saw Big Trouble in Little China a couple weeks ago. And
is that what you tagged me on with The Little Mermaid?
And no, Little Mermaid, I think, is coming through Fathom.
Okay.
There's a couple of these companies that do these flashback kind of bringing movies back.
Yeah.
But yeah, Little Mermaid's coming back for a couple of days, which I think is great. Which I've never. Have you ever seen it on the big screen?
Mm-mm.
You were born in '89, so it came out in '90, right?
Yeah, but I mean.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
The first thing I remember seeing at the theaters was The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Wow, I saw that in theaters on a date with my ex-wife.
I was a small kid. I was homesick from school, but apparently it wasn't contagious. I don't remember what it was, but whatever I was sick from, I also got flowers delivered from my dad.
Aww.
And my parents don't do that kind of stuff. Like, they're not those people.
So you were dying.
So something was wrong, but I don't remember. And we went to the theaters.
Oh,
I lived.
I literally saw that on a date with my ex-wife.
Oh, I was super small. Like, I was like probably younger than Penny or Penny's age. So I was like kindergarten, first grade.
I'm old.
Maybe second.
I'm old.
I'm so sorry.
I had a job. And
you're not old. You're aged.
How many experience I've leveled up. So yeah, Little Mermaid's coming up. I'm saying, God, let's see. So Lord of the Rings trilogy. I've got Shawshank Redemption coming up. I've got 3 from Hell, which is the 3rd movie in Rob Zombie's.
Yeah. Yeah, you were talking about that.
It's House of 1,000 Corpses and Devil's Rejects. Devil's Rejects is a brilliant movie, so I'm hoping this is good. I haven't liked Rob Zombie's last films, so it's like
what are his last films?
He's done the Halloween, the not the most recent Halloween remake, but the 2 before that. And I wasn't into it. He did Lords of Salem, and I did another one called 31. That I'm not. I mean, he likes being really gross and stuff, and which is
gruesome. Yeah.
Gruesome, and it's like anything in cinema. For me, if it's earned, it's great. Like, I think it's like Devil's Rejects is gruesome, but it's earned. It works. It works so well, and the rest of the stuff, he's just like I don't think he's earned it. And so the story, I think he's earned it, but the stories, I don't think earned it. So,
right.
So it's it didn't work for me. That being said, I'm still excited to see that.
Good.
So
that'd be great.
So many movies, and Zombieland 2 is coming out soon, and Terminator in November.
You look a little geeked out. Like,
it's
like let me just continue to list things, guys.
Because it's funny for me, because like the last movie I was excited for to see was Avengers Endgame, and that was April or May, 1st of May.
It was May. Yeah, it's always the first weekend of May.
Right, and ever since May, I'm just not been like, I gotta see X. Now, like, and in some of these movies, trust me, they're old movies. I've seen them before, but I can't wait to see them, in the big screen.
Yeah, it'd be neat to see The Little Mermaid on the big screen.
Oh, it'd be great, wonderful, and so, especially after seeing Lion King.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Right. So, see, they've done Lady the Tramp in the.
Yeah, we watched the trailer.
The lady in the live action style, but they've used all the animals they used were shelter dogs.
Really?
Yeah, they're all rescues.
Like, actually to film it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All the dogs are rescues, and most, if not all of them, went with cast and crew.
That's
so
really
they all
cool.
got adopted. So I think they all got adopted. So
now I want to watch it more.
So it comes on Disney Plus. It'll be out there when it comes out. So our movie next week is Jaws 2.
Jaws 2. The terror continues. In all the vast and unknown depths of the ocean, how could there have been only one?
Chief Brody, can we go, please?
I think we may have another shark problem. Are you serious?
Roy Scheider.
Hey, look, there's my dad! The whole beach looks incredible.
Lorraine Gary. And Murray Hamilton.
Look at this. That's a shark.
Out of the water now!
Look, Brody, you started a panic on a public beach. Now, what if somebody decides to sue us? That's a shark. Did you ever stop to think about that?
And I know what a shark looks like because I've seen one up close. And you better do something about this one because I don't intend to go through that hell again.
Don't press it this time.
Mike is out there.
None of man's fantasies of evil can compare with the reality of Jaws.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen Jaws 1, so
just
I've seen clips of it for school, but I have not seen the entire film.
So you know it's about a fish.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it.
Jaws 2 about another fish.
Really big one with teeth.
Super big fish. We have a guest. It'll be Steve Wise, who we mentioned earlier. Steve Wise is a friend of ours, and he's a filmmaker, and he does all kinds of cool stuff. He's got a film called Survey that's doing very well in the short film circuit. It's been a lot of festivals and winning awards and stuff. And
awesome.
So he turns out to be a big Jaws fan, and so I was like, let's do Jaws. And I got thinking about it, like, Jaws doesn't really fit our podcast because it's good.
Oh, so is Jaws 2 not good?
Yeah,
you saw Prince of Darkness, right? Okay.
You haven't, though, so you can't pick on Prince of Darkness.
Do I? I still have yet to watch that.
You and I one day are going to just you and me just watch it.
Okay, I'll drink for that too.
And yeah, of course, we'll both drink for it, and then we'll podcast it as a bonus episode. I would do that with
just
you.
to like give it a shout out.
Just shout out because anytime I get to watch Prince of Darkness, I'm excited.
And that's what that throwback picture from my first podcast was technically Prince of Darkness.
Yes, yeah.
But I didn't see it.
Right.
So like I came to Scotty's birthday, and it's like, oh, come sit up here, and we'll talk about it. I was like, okay, sure. And I had not seen it, and it was also ridiculous. So most of me was looking over Scotty's shoulder at the clips that he would play, and just utter confusion every time. So that look made sense. I was like, what is this? Why is this something people watch?
Much like we had commented on the confusion's kind of where you stay, so it's good.
It's cool.
It's cool.
I'm okay with it.
We're all right with it. So yeah, Steve's going to be joining us next week. It's going to be fun. We have a cool prize pack to give out next week. That includes Jaws socks.
I hope y'all are excited.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Jaws socks. No. It's great. This is Scotty saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours.
Bye.
Knox.
Thank you for listening to the Mopcast Network.